Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that I would talk to you guys about the best cream blushes for combination and oily skin. I think that there are so many cream blushes on the market. I feel like they're all the rage right now. And there are a lot of them that I've tried out. Some of them I think are fabulous, especially for combination and oily skin, and some I think are not so fabulous for combination and oily skin. So what I thought that I would do today is talk through the ones that I think are just really, really good for people that have oily skin. And I was thinking of doing a video maybe of the worst cream blushes for combination oily skin. Let me know in the comments box below if you are interested in having me do a video like that as well. But if you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you will hit that subscribe button. If you find today's video useful or helpful, I would love to have you as part of this amazing community of women. So without any further ado, let's start talking about the best cream blushes for people that have oily and combination skin. The first one that I want to talk about is actually a drugstore brand, and it's what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. And that is the Milani cream blushes. These are really, really good blushes, you guys. They're like $8 or $9. And the one that I'm wearing on my cheeks today is the shade 110 Nude Kiss. And it is a gorgeous cream blush that you can put on in multiple ways. You can use your fingers, you can use a brush. I will link the brushes that I use when I decide to use brushes with my cream blushes in the description box below. I've talked about them multiple times. I love the BK Beauty. I think it's the 108, but I will link it below. I also really like the Sephora. I'll link the number below, but Sephora has a great one. It Cosmetics has a great one. So I'll link all three of those blush brushes in the description box below in case you prefer to use brushes for cream blush. That is definitely the way that I most like to apply my cream blushes. But today I actually did use a beauty blender just because I had never tried a beauty blender with this particular cream blush, and I really like the way that it came out. I thought it worked really easily. It was super easy to blend, and I think that it's not like over the top at all. I think it looks really, really natural. The reason that I love this blush is because number one, it's not over the top. Number two, it leaves a tiny glow on the cheeks, but it is not dewy. It is not tacky. I have absolutely no tack on my face, and I did not set my face with any powder after I put this blush on. And then also, it does leave a little bit of a stain on your cheeks. So this lasts all day long, which I think is so nice because there are so few blushes that last on our cheeks all day long. The three shades that I have are Nude Kiss. I'm not gonna swatch all of these. If you guys want to see swatches of like all of my cream blushes, I will throw that video in the cards above. I did not get very many views on that video, and it took forever to make. So I'm definitely not gonna swatch all these blushes. I'm just gonna talk about the shades that I have. But again, I'll put in the cards that video in case you guys do want to see swatches of all of these. I do have Nude Kiss, which is kind of a nude pink color. That's what I'm wearing on my cheeks now. I have this wine color called Merlot Moment, and I think this is going to be really nice for the winter. And then I have this coral color, which I think is going to be great this summer. I'll be wearing this a lot. And you can wear these in the summer, which is the most beautiful thing, because I think that in a lot of ways, a lot of cream blushes are not going to be summer friendly at all for people that have oily skin. It's hot, it's humid, you don't want your makeup running all over your face, you don't want your pores to be standing out, and these blushes are not going to do that. My number two favorite blush, that is cream, for oily combination skin are the Glossier Cloud blushes. These also dry down to a matte finish. You put them on, you can use your fingers, you can use a brush, and they will dry down to kind of a matte finish. So they will not remain tacky on your skin whatsoever. They do have several new colors out that came out like in the last 2 or 3 years. The shades that I have are Beam, which is like a peach color, Storm, which is kind of a winey color. I have this pink color called Puff, and they have a great color called Dusk, which is just a really nice nude color. These will not run down your face. It doesn't matter if it's humid or if it's hot. This is like just a great, great, easy product that you can throw on your cheeks, you can throw on your eyes, you can throw on your lips. You can totally multitask with it. You can also multitask with these. You can put these on your lips. Any of these cream products you can really put on your lips as well. I particularly like the idea of ones that stain because I just think that's so easy. But all of these are kind of multi-use products. The next product I wanted to talk about are the nude sticks. I have quite a few of these, and I think that the nude sticks matte formula, I'm not talking about the dewy formula, so don't get those mixed up. The nude sticks come in both a matte and a dewy formula, so the ones that I'm talking about are specifically matte, are amazing. They too will blend beautifully with your fingers, with a brush, with a beauty blender, and they just come in these little twist up things that you can just rub on your face and either tap in with your fingers. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. But if you like brushes, like you don't like to touch your face with your fingers, you can use brushes. They do come with a brush on the back, which I'm not totally crazy about. But if you are on the go, that is a nice little perk to have those on there. So the shades that I have are Sunset Strip, which is kind of a corally color. I have Bareback, which is kind of a pink color. Again, that's in the other video that I will link in the description box and put in the cards. I have Salty Siren, which is a little bit lighter of a peach color, as you can see. And then I have some darker colors like Sunkissed, which is going to be great for the summer. It's kind of like a rosy bronze shade, as you can see. And then I do have the bronzer, which is called Bondi Bay, which is just a nice cream bronzer. So you guys, if you have oily skin and you've been like afraid to try cream products, I highly recommend the Nude Sticks. I think that they are, I would probably say that they are one of my absolute favorite cream blush products. They're just so easy. The next thing that I want to talk about, which is another drugstore brand, are the ColourPop blushes. Don't forget these, you guys. These are cream blushes. They're amazing. They are the same formulation as the Super Shock Shadows, so they're kind of that bouncy texture. And these are just the easiest blushes to use. And you can use them in two ways. You can either use them alone or you can put a powder over them. I think that for people that have really particularly oily skin, this is so nice to use. You blot it on your cheeks and then you can put a powder blush over it to set it. You don't have to, even if you have oily skin, these are not gonna look super dewy on the cheeks. They look more of like a satiny finish, but they're beautiful and they come in a variety of colors and they're $7 or $8 either at Ulta or on the ColourPop website. And I think that if you're like just starting to dabble in cream blushes and you just wanna know if it's something that you're interested in, this is a really expensive way of playing with them and kind of figuring out if they're for you or if they're not. So I really do love the ColourPop cream blushes, and I love the fact that you can, I mean, any of these really, you can set a powder blush over it as well, which will extend the wear time of the blush and also mattify your skin if you want to mattify it even more. So love the ColourPop blushes. That was kind of the first cream blush that I ever tried. Next, I wanted to talk about the NARS, what are these called? Air Matte Blushes. They're called Air Matte Blushes because they do dry down to a matte finish. They have a really interesting texture. They're kind of like a very moussey kind of texture. And when you rub it into your cheek, it just dries down to a really nice matte finish. And I think that you will be really pleased if you try these. They are definitely more on the expensive side of things, but they do blend like exquisitely well. You're never gonna overdo it with this product. Like you can't overdo it with this product. It's just so nice and it's super easy to use. And if you're an NARS fan, you may wanna try these. A lot of people feel like the e.l.f. putty blushes are dupes for the NARS. I don't think that they are. I don't think that the e.l.f. putty blushes are as good as the NARS Air Matte Blush. I mean, it's definitely a cheaper alternative, but it's not a favorite of mine. So you could try the, e.l.f. putty blushes. They're not super dewy. I think that they would work on a person that's got combination oily skin. It's not gonna be like something like the Westman Atelier blush, which is just so dewy that in the summer, it would be running down your face if you have oily or combination skin. I'm talking about the e.l.f. putty blushes. They're not like that, but they're not as good as the NARS Air Matte blushes either. So this is really a favorite. I love these blushes, even though they are a tiny bit pricey. Next, I want to talk about the Daniel Sandler watercolor blushes, which I have quite a few of. I have several highlighters and I also have several blushes. They come in these bottles that look like water. And I think what's so awesome about these blushes is that they are water-based, and because they're water-based, they're really good for people that have oily skin. They really do leave that watercolor finish on your face. And they're super easy to blend, again, with your fingers, with a brush, with a beauty blender. They're meant to be used everywhere on your face, on your eyes, on your lips. So this is an awesome one and done product, and you oily skin girls, you're gonna love these. So don't overlook these. You can get these at Skin Store. And I mean, you can get them at danielsandler.com, but Skin Store always has coupons, and I think it's a great way to try these. They sometimes will have combination packs that come with 3 or 4 for a really good price. So definitely try the Daniel Sandler blushes, the watercolor blushes. They're amazing. So good for oily skin girls. Okay, moving on to one of my next favorites, and that is the Rare Beauty blushes. The reason that I think these are so good is because they are a silicone-based product. They are just really, really easy to use for people that have oily skin. They have that same silicone-y texture that a lot of the mattifying primers will have. They're easy to blend, they rub right in, and then they dry down to like a satin finish. They will not run on your face. They do leave a slightly more sheeny look on your face, but it is not gonna be as dewy as, say, the Fenty cream blushes, and certainly not like the Westman Atelier, or I believe it's the Maybelline. There's a Maybelline cream blush that was like very, very dewy that I tried once. Not like that. This will dry down to that nice silicone-y matte with a tiny sheen feel, and it looks really, really nice on oily, kind of oily combination skin. You can also set it with a powder, and that will obviously increase the longevity of it as well. I have 2 shades of this. I have Nearly Rose, which is like a really nice pinky color. And then I have Nearly Nude, which is kind of a mauve-y nude. Last but not least is an oldie but a goodie. I've been using these for so many years, and I feel like my skin, if anything, has gotten more dry, but certainly it is not dry by any stretch of the imagination. I would still definitely classify my skin as combination to oily, and when I was like 5, 6, 7 years ago, when I first learned of these blushes, I certainly had oily skin and loved using them, and still love using them to this day. And they are the Stila convertible colors. These are also meant to go on your lips and your cheeks. They have some of the prettiest shades. This is Petunia. I mean, I feel like this was kind of the cream product that like started it all. Like nobody had cream products when Stila came out with these, and they're just so, so good. I love using these with a beauty blender. I don't know why, but I just think the beauty blender is such a lovely way of using these. So I have Petunia, which is this beautiful peachy pink. I have Lilium, which is just your classic mauve. I mean, I realize you don't need all of these colors, you guys. And then I have Peony, which has a little bit more pink to it. And then lastly, Gerbera, which is kind of a peach, a really nice nude peachy color. So I think that if you are like a Stila fan, or if you just like the shade selection of these, definitely try the Stila convertible colors. You can get these at Ulta. Ulta still carries them. Also, the Stila website has them, and you can get like 20% off if you sign up for emails. So really, really, really love these, especially if you have oily or combination skin. They will not run. They will not drip. They will not make your pores look ugly. They will not like make your fine lines look bad. They're just really, really beautiful blushes. So that is it. That was fast, you guys. But those are my top 8 cream blushes for people that have combination or oily skin. I think that testing those out was important for me, because I certainly had, you guys know that like in the spring, I was testing out like all the cream products, and I definitely like feel like I tried so many of them, and really these were the ones that I enjoyed using the most. I definitely had a few that were just too dewy for my oily skin, and so again, I might make a video on that if you guys want me to. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a video about the worst cream blushes for oily or combination skin. I'm thinking that I might do like a top foundations video for oily skin, you know, a top, I don't know, different videos like that, top 5, top 10. Tell me if you guys like those kinds of videos. People seem to like those kinds of videos, so I'm more than happy to make those. So that is it. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.